So I would say that you need to have different avenues and different approaches.
What's the avenue for you? What's the avenue of choice?
Well, both. I'm one of these people that kind of sits in the middle. So I like interact with people, but I don't mind kind of interacting on the computer as well. So I don't mind nutrition. I didn't feel as if I needed to go and learn about it. To be taught, face to face or in a group or anything. So I just think that, and it depends on the stages. Sometimes it's the different stages as well. Sometimes you're well enough to go to a group session and you get something out of it. Sometimes, as you describe, you're just not.
And I think there's that. I mean, I have to say, I found it quite ironic that I was too tired to go to the fatigue support that was being offered. But the thing that is so important is to have the help when you need it. It has to be timely. So when you're so fatigued that you can't go out or get very far, it probably is the time you need that help the most if you want it. Some people may not want it at that point, but I think I needed it more at that point. So when I was well enough to come, like now I'm well enough to come, and I enjoy it, but it's very different now because I mean, I'm able to get here, but I think I needed the help when I couldn't get here. So when we came to the house, that helped. And also with the structure, I think I like all avenues to be offered as well, because you can pick and choose depending on your stage in your cancer experience, but also life as well, because things happen, don't they?
Things get in the way.
You get diagnosed, but the world's still turning and everything's still happening, good and bad. That can affect you. So you might be too busy to come in. I mean, for me, I was too fatigued, but other reasons people can't get in. So yeah, if I could have phoned in and had the chat, they might have tried that once, but
I was going to ask. So in that situation, when you were unable to go to a chronic fatigue workshop, an example, what and you mentioned that it would be helpful if someone reached out to you over the phone, an example. What would what kind of help would you?
Well, the exact meeting we had in person could have been done on the phone. We literally spoke to each other in a room.
Okay.
And I wasn't getting anything. I didn't need to pick anything up. So we could have had the discussion on the phone because there was no gadgets or anything I had to pick up or any tests or anything I was doing. So I think that might have helped. Just they were very good in trying to change the appointments, but then of course it got extended, and then I came out of my prescription time, and then they said you have to go back and get referred. So, which I, got too many other things to. So, but what I did like was the fact that there was something starting to happen. So maybe one day it will be worth me going to, and it might be working for other people. So, at the time it didn't work for me, but it may work for other people.
May I ask, did it affect what you ate? Did it affect your appetite or what you fancied eating?
With the fatigue?
Yeah.
The main thing the fatigue for me does is that I find preparing food very tiring and going shopping for food very tiring. Yeah. So when I'm really fatigued, I don't like to cook.
Yeah.
But I actually love cooking, so it's a bit frustrating. And actually, that's something I'm struggling with now. Is I like to eat good food, but it takes preparation.
And you're going to go buy it.
You've got to go and buy it, and if I'm one of those days when I feel sleepy all day, and to wake up and cook something. So I have a bit of a plan for food as well. My family are very good, so. But I have a plan that I have things if I'm very tired that I can just warm up, or when I was going through my keep fit phase earlier in the year, I did lots of meal prep where you prepare your meals for the week. Because I was on a healthy diet. I suppose I was on a diet, but it wasn't low calorie, it was calorie counted, so that structure helped a lot. Planning helps a lot, but you need to plan, if you see what I mean.
Kind of plan in advance.
Yeah, you have to plan to actually plan, because sometimes that's not possible when you go and see friends and family. You have to so with the fatigue, it's more the energy to go and eat the food you want to eat. Some days don't have that energy. Unless I've prepared it a few days before.
So if somebody presented you with a nice plate of what you like in it, healthy food, it didn't affect you eating it, it's just the fact that
I see, yeah.
Well, no, because the other things are important, going out and you know, I mean, out to cook, it's hard work, you know, you've got to that stuff.
Well, I think if the days when people have done that, then I've enjoyed the food.
You've enjoyed the food, right, because that does affect some people, the chemo, for it.
But I think for me, so over the last 5 years, I've lost my sense of taste twice for about a year each time. So now tasting food's a really big thing for me. So I may not eat a lot, but what I do eat, to be able to take that for granted is such a luxury that I fully will take for granted and enjoy my food. But I lost my taste buds for a while, so I guess that was when I was very fatigued, and it did affect my...
And the chemo, were you on chemo then? I think the chemo affects that.
So going back to the kind of psychological experiences to do with fatigue, we mentioned a lot about feeling of frustration, anger, not being able to do things that we used to do in the past. What do you think, what kind of like mind properties, the psychosocial aspects of your life have helped you to deal with this? Is there anything that helps? Is there anything that doesn't?
Again, I'd say remembering how you were before you got here. That kind of works for me. Not all the time, but when I sit down and meditate on it, remember the things I used to be able to do till now.
Okay.
Kind of, a little bit.
And how does it help?
I mean, you just refocus yourself on how you was before. I don't know. I just have a thought where if I'm going to do something, like now, for instance, I don't like going to big shopping like I used to. I used to like going to the big shopping malls and that. I can't. My partner would have to get a wheelchair to walk me around, and I'm able-bodied to walk, but I get too tired. You know. So just remembering, I don't know. I just have it in my mind and remembering. In my youth, I used to be able to do this, I used to be able to do that, and that kind of gives me that focus until I get there, and then the fatigue kicks in. I think, oh God, I can't do this now, you know.
Does it kind of help with the motivation?
The motivation, yes, until I get there, then I'm like, oh, can't do this. You know.
I think sometimes it's almost like, because I think we've all been through that, it's almost like that you're 85 years old, looking back at what it's like when you were 16, thinking to yourself, well, I can't learn all this, or I can't do this. And you're much younger than that, and you're feeling that frustration. Would that be correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you think to yourself, well, I should be able to do this because I'm quite healthy and fit, but I can't because something's stopping me doing it. I don't mean psychologically stopping it, it's something physically. My body's not working well enough to do it. So I think we've experienced that frustration. I'm sure that people of 85 or 86 feel, you know, looking at younger people. Oh, I used to go out dancing all night. It's that kind of a feeling, but you're getting it much younger. And hopefully, as you go through it, as Daisy demonstrated, and I'm sure that you will as well, and as I have, is you begin to come through it. You're never quite the same person.
But so how do you go through it? How do you deal with these feelings and
Well,